Welcome back to Stereo from Mysterium Gaming. Today we're running the raid known as Naxxramas. Now this one is the one from Wrath of the Lich King. Originally Naxxramas was actually in the original WoW. But due to the Scourge and Lich King, it was more suited to be put in the Wrath of the Lich King. Unfortunately in this dungeon you're not able to acquire Medivh's staff anymore. That was only during the original. Which kinda sucks. Probably be the one legendary I'll never get my hands on. But, as you can see, there are 4 corridors. Well, let's say this is called quarters. The Plague, the Arachnid, the Construct, and the Military. Clearing each one will give you access to the final 2 bosses. Also, as a side thing here, if you come up in the beginning area, you'll find a cat called Mr. Bigglesworth. If you kill this cat, you'll get some extra dialogue from Kel'Thuzad. And you know what? I'm not going to do it for you guys. If you want to find out how that goes down, you can always come run this and do the deed yourself. And we're going to start in the military quarter, which is basically where all the Death Knights are. As you can see,
life is meaningless. It is in death that we are truly tested.
That is one of the final 4 bosses talking in this area. As you can see, there are tons of Death Knights and undead running around. The Shade of Naxxramas, back then, you need to kill ASAP for it alerted people. As you see, I'm walking past most of them right here. See, this is what it looks like. Now here are where the undead mounts, the death chargers are stable here in Nax. As you see, we're coming up to the first boss. This boss was actually unique back then. Still is today. You can still one-shot him. Take him out easily nowadays, but back then, as you can see, here are these ads. These ads would have to be controlled and made to fight him while your group's DPSing. These ads were actually tanking him. This guy could hit like a truck back then. But nowadays, high enough level, you can take this guy down without even breaking a sweat. Which we're gonna do.
Switch the rank! You have a problem with that? An honorable death.
Ooh. As you can see, also pay attention to your loots, because you might just get a BOE that you could sell. Now, the next room after them are basically the Death Knight's weaponry. They come in pairs of 2, but you can always end up pulling more than that, so we always do the LOS or line of sight pulling. Part of the reason why I'm not killing everything as I go is because if I can avoid it, I tend not to want to kill it. Now, as you can see, the next boss here, Gothic the Harvester, is a bit of a unique fight. Half the grid group will stay in this room while the other half goes there. The ads will spawn in this room first, and as they die, their spirits will be transferred to that room where you'll have to fight them in an ethereal or a ghost form. After enough is killed, the gate will reopen and everyone can come back together and start trying to burn him down. This guy has a nasty debuff that can do that will hurt you over time. So when he came down, it became a burn fight. The DPS, it was basically timed. You had to burst everything out just to burn him down ASAP. And to initiate this fight, you actually have to pull him.
Foolishly you have sought your own demise. Brazenly you have disregarded powers beyond your understanding. You have fought hard to invade the realm of the Harvester. Now, there is only one way out. To walk the lonely path of the damned.
Now, as you can see, the ads are going to start spawning here. We're going to wait about 30-45 seconds before I jump in and start going crazy on them. Now you see their spirits are now transferring over to there. Now they'll keep spawning. Once I do enough kills, they should eventually let go.
It's too far away. I need a target.
As you can see. And depending on what mob you kill, depends on what spirit you get here. Now you see there's a spectral Death Knight now, along with the spectral trainees. Each have their own unique ability, so you always wanted to focus on the higher type of mobs. The trainees were not a big deal, but the other mobs you wanted to kill. I'm gonna see if I could try to aggro one of these guys here.
I need to get closer.
I'm guessing I'm just gonna have to wait until enough are killed. This fight, the most pain part of it was just the killing of the ads. It's just the time frame. You just had to keep killing until they finally opened up the gates. Now you just saw I killed a Death Knight riding a mount. Now you have a spectral horse showing up. Now the gate is open. Now you gotta start fighting like crazy.
I don't have a target. I'm out of range. It's too far away.
Eventually he'll come down once I killed enough.
I have waited long enough. Now you face the Harvester's soldiers. Undone.
Yeah, like I said, the worst part of that fight is just
To arms, ye roustabouts! We've got company!
the fight.
Invaders, Cease this foolish venture at once. Turn away while you still can.
Come, Zeliek. Do not drive them out. Not before we've had our fun.
Enough battling. Let them come. We shall grind their bones to dust.
I do hope they stay alive long enough for me to introduce myself.
Perhaps they will come to their senses and run away as fast as they can.
I've heard about enough of your sniveling. Shut your fly trap before I shut it for you.
Conserve your anger. Harness your rage. You will all have outlets for your frustration soon enough.
Like I was saying, the Harvester puts a nasty debuff on you, which reduces your stats by 10%, and it's stacked. That's why it became a DPS race when he's finally decided to come down. Now, as you can see, we're coming up to the four horsemen now. Now, for this fight, they all spread to each corner. But if I do this right, I should be able to take them all out in one shot. As you can see, here they are. What I'm going to try to do...
What a bloody waste this is!
Now, as you see, I killed them way too fast. So...
What a bloody waste this is!
You gotta at least let one or two of them get to their corners, so...
I need to get closer.
What a bloody waste this is!
Stop me! It's too far away.
It is. As it should be.
See, what I'm doing is, I'm unfortunately killing these guys way too fast. So what we're gonna do is let them all get to their corners. And then we're gonna kill them. Now, there is an achievement to taking them all out within a certain amount of time with each other. I think it's 10 seconds without each other.
Bow to the might of the
What a
sinners!
bloody waste this is!
Stop me!
Here we go. Defeat all four horsemen in Naxxramas.
Dares violate the
Yep.
sanctity of my domain. Be warned. All who trespass here are doomed.
Now, to defeat them, you can actually teleport out. Now, we could go up and using the orb, but we're going to take out the wings. Now, this lets you know the wing has been cleared. Let's move on to our next wing. And the next wing we'll go in is the Plague Quarter. As it is, this is more diseased heavy, so your group needs to be sure they're able to focus on dispelling poisons, curses, diseases, such. Now, as you can see, there will be some gargoyle statues that you will end up having to pull as you come through here. Looking with my level, I should bypass them. Now, this guy's a pain. Playbringer here. If I remember right, he likes to teleport up there and have you fight mobs until he decides it's time for him to come down. So let's see if I'm right.
Your life is forfeit. Rise, my soldiers! Rise and fight I will serve the master in death!
Yes, it's part of time when you get into the fight, he'll teleport up here. Well, we killed him fast enough that he does, but when he's up there, you're basically just fighting ads until he decides it's time for him to come back down. So, more or less, it's really a tank and spank fight if you think about it. Now, this room was a dread because of all the ads. Pretty sure I'm going to end up pulling stuff, so... I'm going to try to avoid what I can. might have actually... Wow, I've made it through without this. Now this one, Hagelin and Clean, he is the one who tested your raid. Like, if your raid could get past this guy, you could handle Nax. There's an achievement known as the safety dance, which basically means no one gets hit when he does his second phase, where, as you see, this ground will erupt with plague. Basically, there was 4 quarters you had to get into as it goes. When he did the phase, you always started here and moved to this phase, and then to over here, then there, and back and forth. He did it about 2.5 waves, and then you're able to. At that time, no one should be standing up here during his safety dance mechanic, because they will die due to the poison cloud up there. But when you pull him, you fight him in here. The range can stay up there and fight. He also has a nasty debuff that could cause range to increase their cast times and such. But we're going to take him out right here and now. As you see, safety dance is no one dying to him. Period. Now in this room, you pretty much had to kill everything, including the eye stalks, because they would slow you. Basically, this was just like
I need to get
the
closer.
one room in Blackwing Lair with all the whelpings. It's just the eye stalks you want to try to focus down because they can slow. There we go. Now, if you didn't know, this passageway, you could actually swim in the slime and go underneath and go to quarter. But if you didn't clear out the first 2 bosses in that quarter, you wouldn't be able to skip right to the last boss. You would literally have to kill every boss just to make it up to the top. Now, this guy, Ed, basically he summons spores up you fight, and after a while you'll be able to do some heavy damage to him. So for him, it's pretty much easy to do this.
Fools! You think yourselves triumphant? You have only taken one step closer to the abyss.
Now, as you can see, you cleared that area up. Now you can teleport back. Now we have 2 shining eyes telling me 2 areas are clear. So we're going to head this way to this area. I believe this is the Arachnid Quarter. Yes, it is. Now, there's an achievement here. At the moment you killed the first boss, I believe it's within 20 minutes, you have to kill the last boss of this quarter, and you'll get the achievement. Now, to get to the first boss, you simply go this way.
Which one shall I eat first? So difficult to choose. They all smell so delicious.
This is New Brecken. For him, you want to focus on the ads. Kill the ads as fast as possible and then get back on him.
Yes, run! It makes...
Probably gonna have to kill these guys, unfortunately. I just didn't want to keep looting. Got limited room, so as you can see. So the moment that boss goes down, your timer for the achievement to get to the last boss and kill her is at 20 minutes.
I'm out of range.
Oh, of course, I got pulled. Getting pulled by everything now. Yes, as you're hearing, that's the cries of the tormented. Not much you can do about it.
It's too far away.
Your old lives, your mortal desires mean nothing. You are acolytes of the Master now, and you will serve the cause without question. The greatest glory is to die in the Master's service.
Now here you see Grand Widow Irina. I'm just gonna straight up attack her. I believe the achievement is if you don't kill any of these here, any of her worshippers, you'll be able to unlock it.
Kneel before me, Master. Will avenge me.
Without dispelling preventing frenzy. Okay. Normally you would kill all these ads before you went after her. I thought they were all going to get pulled when I went for it, but I guess I was wrong. Never seen that happen before. Weird. There will also be stealth ads as you're running into the inner circle here towards the last boss in each area. I believe it's a shade that can call for help. I'm not sure, but I know it's a shade. Due to my level, I shouldn't aggro it unless I literally walk right into it. Now, as you can see, the final boss's way is right up to here. And there was the shade. I knew I was going to get him eventually. Now, Marina here is a brood mother for the spiders. She can cocoon players. I believe she has a poison spit. Other than that, it's just a tanky spank. Just make sure you're breaking out the players who get cocooned.
I grow tired of these games. Proceed, and I will bash your souls to oblivion.
I see this is the giant bone spider pet she drops. And I see arachnophobia is basically kill her within 20 minutes of the first boss's death. Now, as you see, we've cleared 3 of the 4 wings. Now we're going to head towards, I believe it's the construct wing. That's basically a bunch of abominations, more or less, you're going to be fighting in here. Now, the first boss is actually here. Let's see if we can find him. He should be relatively further down here. There we go. I believe that's patchwork, yes. Now, I don't know if it's still the same, but if you pull him now like I do, I would risk pulling all this here. So basically, you would clear out all the trash mobs here, then pull them. Now, this was known as the Mario run, because you would die if one of these slimes hit you. Nowadays, they made it easier for you to get by. Let's see what happens when I attack.
Patchwork want to play. What happened to Patch?
Now, as you saw, defeat him in 3 minutes after engaging, but I even pulled mobs outside this room. Basically, you need to clear everything. Now, as you see, I got Bile Sledge chasing me. I'm losing my bag space here. We're just going to keep continuing on because I regenerate health if I don't take damage for a few seconds. So, getting back 6% per second. So, I don't have to worry about anything. Now, as you see this creepy door here. Oh, yeah. For I mentioned, you want to try to avoid the slime because all attributes go down by 90% and you get damage dealt. Back then, you would lose, basically, you get out of there, you have 10% of your health left. Now, our next boss is actually heading up there, is Globulus. As his name implies, he can make slimes come out, which you would have to fight. Basically, you would clear out all this stuff here, all these ads here, all these stitch giants, and then go for him. But you would basically be waiting for him to head up to the top ramp here to do so. And that's if you pull him, you pull everything. A ton of these rooms would require you to, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention he has a poison cloud, he does. But these rooms would require you to clear out everything for you to decide to touch the boss. As you travel first by jumping on the pipe and coming through here. Now you're going to be taking nature damage as you come through this pipe. Make sure you don't jump off here. You want to go all the way through the pipe to the next boss. Now Gloof here, to fight him, you just got to kill all the ads he spawns. He also drops a pet too, as you can see. Which is a stitched pup. But as you see, he also dropped me a pair of BOE boots. You gotta be careful. If you're farming this stuff, they do drop BOEs. I'm still aggroed on the slimes there, fortunately.
I don't have a target.
Now this boss is going to be a bit of a pain for me because in order to activate him...
You are too late. I must obey.
This is Thaddeus, as you can see. But to activate this boss, you have to kill Fugin and Staglag near these coils in order to energize him and fight him. When you engage Thaddeus, he puts a positive or a negative charge on you. You need to stay with your same charge, or you'll cause the group to take damage that has a negative charge. If you have the positive,
I'm out of range.
if you have the positive, they get the negative. And as you can see, the Link lost its connection, and I'm going to start taking nature damage. You would want to destroy these guys similarly to the same time, because as you can see, they're getting a power surge, which increases their attack speeds by 200, which could be pretty nasty for the tank. making them have to pop all their cooldowns ahead of time when you really want them on him. You gotta make sure you jump down right or you land in the slime. Oh man. Apparently I forgot the mechanic where they will revive each other if you're not careful. So you just gotta kill both at the same time to get this to go. Let's see if I can get him to put polarity shift on me.
Now you feel pain.
See? My damage will increase as long as I stand with people who have a negative charge. But it does damage to those who are positive charged. This guy had a lot of HP, so you need to stand with your group to burn him down.
You have no idea what horrors lie ahead. You have seen nothing. The frozen heart of Naxxramas awaits you.
Let's see if I can actually find some room, because I'm getting stockpiled a little too much here. I'll make room with that. Drink that. Now we have 15. Now that they're all cleared, you will be able to click this orb and go to the second to last boss, which is Saffron. Now to actually start this boss fight, as you can see, this is Saffron here. The bones are starting to move because I got close. This is the boss's entrance scene. Back then, you would need gear that has frost resist on it in order to really fight this boss, unless you felt courageous enough not to do it. I'm sorry, I was picking my words carefully. Because I believe there's an achievement associated with if you only have so much frost resist to take out this boss. Let's see if I activate it. Ah yes, the 100 Club. Basically defeat this boss.
Forces are merely marshaled to strike back against your enemies, my liege.
Soon, we will eradicate the Alliance and Horde. Then the rest of Azeroth will fall before the might of my army.
Yes, Master. The time of their ultimate demise grows close. What is this?
Invaders, here. Destroy them, Kel'Thuzad. Naxxramas must not fall.
As you command, Master.
Now to actually start this boss fight, you usually just get to the center here. While this fight is happening, ads will spawn. Now you can go pull them all, but it's best just to stand here and wait till you kill enough that he'll start engaging. And whatever, there will be ads that are left over that you're going to have to kill. For him, a Lynch he's got Death and Decay, he can freeze, he has frost spells. More or less, you need to be aware of what's going on the ground and keep moving and avoid any killing. Now the ads that'll spawn will be skeletons, banshees, and abominations. Banshees are usually number one on the priority, then the abominations, and then the skeletons. I believe the skeletons actually explode if they get to their target. The banshees just are a pain because they're banshees. The abominations are just, you need to tank them and just burn them down.
Minions, silence! Soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Now, you just stand here, and as you can see, ads will just start slowly coming towards you. Like I said, I'm not sure if he explodes or not. We'll see. Yep, the skeletons, you do not want to let them get to their target because they will explode on them. But I'm regenerating, so I'll be fine. Even if they somehow get through and land a hit on me, a few seconds later I'll regen. Now let's see what he does. As you can see, he'll put a stacking debuff on you that will reduce the healing, so you would want to burn these guys down as fast as possible. Ah, there. Is she coming? Now the Banshees here, the Soul Weavers, are the slowest ads that move. Then would be the Abominations and then the Skeletons, in terms of moving speed. Now this goes on for a few, I believe, couple minutes until Kel'Thuzad decides to jump into the fray. Now when you fight Kel'Thuzad, the ads that are still left over aren't really your biggest priority, but you want to get rid of them. It's the ads that come in while you're fighting him that you're going to be worried about. They're going to be Nubians, and they're going to make the fight much tougher for the tanks, because they're going to have to fight them while keeping Kel on you. Basically, when Kel enters the fight, in the phase where he summons the Nubians to come assist him, when that happens, you need to pop everything you have. Burn him down as fast as possible. And be aware of anything he pops on the ground, because it could pretty much kill you. We're just going to end up waiting out this little gauntlet fight before he gets to you. This is his way of weakening you before he gets to put the killing blow in. Just like he was in life and now he's in death, he's still a coward. He's more of a manipulator behind the scenes where he doesn't have to actually get his hands too dirty. But when he has to, he will. But I still think he's a coward.
I need to get closer.
I'm just going to be checking my phone while we wait.
It's too far away. Is upon you.
Here we are. We're at the point where he's going to soon start his own little campaign on
I
us.
need to get closer.
Now I see he strikes.
I require aid.
Very well, warriors of the frozen wastes, rise up. I command you to fight, kill, and die for your master. Let none survive.
Let's rejoice. Your victory is a hollow one. For I shall return with powers beyond your imagination.
When it comes to weapon transmogs, I like taking my warrior because he can use everything pretty much except for like wands. But as you can see, you saw as them, the Nubians will start spawning in near about like what, 40% of his health. But yeah, that was Naxxramas. This has been Asterion from Asteria Gaming, asking you to please like and subscribe, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.